The views, information, and opinions expressed during the following program are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent the views of Access Communications, its representatives, or its employees.
Hey, we're here with Darcy McKay, and you're a flight paramedic, is that right? Did I say that right?
Yeah, based in Regina.
Okay, we want to talk a little bit about this car that you guys are doing. What's the program here? What are we doing?
Well, this car is a one-of-a-kind car.
Let's walk down there a little bit.
Yeah,
and
sure.
look at it.
So this car is going to be going down to the Barrett to Jackson auction in Las Vegas. Biggest car show in the world. And this is one of a kind. So I believe this is a 1968 frame Mustang. And every little piece is kind of unique to itself. And I think they're expecting, believe it or not, this car to go close to $500,000. It's crazy. But
what year was this again? A 68 Mustang?
68 Mustang, yes.
68 Mustang Fastback. And the reason they're taking it to the Barrett Jackson, was it done here in Regina?
It was done here in Saskatchewan. Out of Warman, there's a gentleman that does it, and it's kind of his forte. And I think he spent over 2,500 hours or so just doing this car and rebuilding it and putting a piece together.
So Stars kind of buys it or gets it, or it's partly donated, and then they...
It was a group of people, and that's why it's called the Pegasus Project. So the Pegasus Project, as you can see on the sign there, they got together, and so this will be fundraising for Stars, but also first responders in different areas. And so
what does Pegasus stand for? What is it?
It's just an emblem that they decided to go with, and
so it's just a group of goodwill citizens,
exactly, from Saskatchewan, and made it all work.
When a call comes in, you jump into the helicopter with the guys and you're on your way somewhere?
Yeah, basically there's a two-prong attack. Basically, we do scene calls and we also do inter-facility calls. So a scene call, that's just like your 911. Somebody calls, there's carnage on the highway, or somebody's having an injury or an illness, heart attack, stroke, whatever. And basically where the helicopter fits in well with the training that the air medical crew have is if it's a time-dependent injury or a level of care that's needed for that patient. And the other piece is the inter-facility piece. If that patient is too sick for that facility to manage, because sometimes, like especially with COVID and everything like that, very hard to manage a patient. They're on a ventilator, they're on different medications to keep them alive. They need a certain type of level of care to keep them alive, to get them to a tertiary center which can handle their care.
Absolutely. Okay. So what's the radius that you guys impact with your helicopter?
So it's about 550 kilometers. So they're in back type thing. So
275.
Exactly. And what we've actually done here in Saskatchewan, if we need to go further than that, we have little fuel caches set up so we can just refuel and continue on.
You can just drop in and get some fuel.
Exactly. But our sweet spot's anywhere from 16 to probably 275 kilometers in that range. If you're looking for something else, fixed wing's probably more if you're going further than that. But it can be done.
Very good. Well, thanks for sharing with us on Cruising on 7, and I hope you guys do well at the Barrett Jackson with it.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Yep.
I'm with Tony Schmaltz. He's with the Regina Fire Department. And introduce us to your friends, Tony, and your colleagues.
My colleagues, Hi there. This is Tyler Cablis. He's our branchman. We have a driver, Jeff Anderson. And Matteo Rinaldi is our hydrant man. That's our crew.
So tell us a little bit about who the crew is, what do they do, and a little bit about your truck here.
I'm the officer, I'm the captain on the truck. So we're from one hall downtown in Regina here.
Okay.
So I'm the officer on the truck, so I'm in charge of the crew. Tyler is the branchman, like I said. He's in charge of the carrying the nozzle into the fire. Right? We have our driver operator.
He's the first guy in there?
He's the first guy in. Him and Matteo are the guys that go into the fire with me, and we go and fight the fire. And Jeff Anderson is our driver operator, so he drives the truck and he operates the pump.
Cool. So what have we got here?
It's a pumper truck. So this is your typical fire truck that you would think of as a fire truck. So we do water, like we fight fires with this. We go to EMS calls and we do all the JAWS calls like that, like the NBCs and things like that.
So when you say EMS calls, I see fire the last number of years is going out to do these kind of calls. What are you doing?
We mostly in Regina here, we support EMS.
Okay.
So these two on the truck are also paramedics.
Oh,
So
okay.
they ride the back of the truck, and they'll be in gowned up and helping out EMS. So lately, it's been really busy with.
Just give us a little background why that has to happen, not just the EMS alone. I don't know totally
Well, in
comprehend
the
it.
city right now, we have 65 firefighters sitting and waiting to help the
Oh, okay.
citizens of Regina. So if we can have paramedics go and attend and get there quicker, and if you need to get defibrillated in a certain amount of time, we have stations strategically placed throughout the city that we can get to
Okay.
you within.
Oh,
a
you
few
have them
minutes.
outside of the truck? I mean, they're.
Well, we have defibrillators on the truck.
They're inside the
Yeah,
cab,
we
okay.
can get out and shock somebody, and these guys can do the. They could ride an ambulance tomorrow as well. So we're trained firefighters, but they're also paramedics.
Wow. So with the EMS sort of support thing, what kind of training did you have to take? What did you?
We did the same training as you would be if you're riding an ambulance. So you go to paramedic school. There's different levels of paramedics. You mean ACP, which is an advanced care paramedic. So that takes a little bit longer. That's like a 2-year course.
So you can stick needles in people?
Yes, yeah.
That
so
sounds
you
pretty
better
cool.
watch it.
That sounds pretty
better
rough when
watch
I
it.
say stick needles in people.
Yeah, no, so we during our school, we actually rode on the ambulance. Like, it was part of our practicum.
Okay.
And then after, a lot of people did go into the ambulance service.
Oh, they found it. They liked it.
Yeah, and
kinda.
some stayed, and then some went back. So
Yeah.
you have that the
How long
opportunity.
does that take, that training?
It's about a year.
A
I'd say
year?
now. Yeah,
Holy
they
smokes.
extended it. So you do. I think it's probably like 10 months or a year. By the time you finish your practicum, it ends up being about a year.
Gee, that's a lot of training. Then,
Yeah.
And firefighter school is its own thing too, isn't it?
Yeah, firefighter school. There's a few that you can go. There's some in the U.S., like in Texas and stuff. But Vermilion, Brandon. We do have one here in Saskatchewan in Melville.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Is that
So
something new, or
That's newer. Yeah, that's where I went, and that has been around for probably like a decade now. I'm thinking like
Well,
these.
tell us a little bit about what happens in firefighter school. What do you learn there?
Oh, a wide variety of things. It's more knowledge based. Like there's a there's a theory part, and then there's a practical part. So you basically would go to class for, if it's 3 days of learning about fire behavior. What does some of the elements like wind. What does wind do? What does this happen? What is smoke? Reading smoke. So you kind of learn that, and then you go out and do it. So you actually read smoke. You can see it, and there's
Read smoke.
Yeah, there's different colors, the way it puffs and stuff. It kind of they're indicators.
Tells you what the chemicals are, or what's
well,
in
it
there?
can, you just what's burning and stuff. Yeah.
Condition.
Fire, yeah, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Tell us a little bit more about your training as an EMT, and what's been your experience on the truck, if you can share with us some moments that have happened.
Just of the paramedic side of
Yeah,
things?
just on the paramedics.
So yeah, the paramedic school, like Cabby said, is a year. I took my schooling here in Regina. It's kind of the same idea as fire, so you spend your first 6-ish months in class, and then your second, it's about 4 to 6 months on car. You're on a paramedic as like a third paramedic.
Okay.
And you're the one doing all the work with the two.
Where do you ride on this truck when you're in here?
Where do I ride? I ride in the back on the passenger side.
In the back and the passenger side.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that where the paramedics would sit normally in the?
We're the two youngest guys, me and Cabby. The
Okay.
two youngest guys are the paramedics, so that's why we sit in the back.
Oh.
Captain's always shotgun and driver's driving.
Okay, good. What does this truck do? Tell us a little bit about it. What's it got?
Well, it's got a pump, obviously, so we
Okay.
can pump water. So
Do you carry water?
we do carry water. Yeah, we have 500 gallons on here.
Okay.
So you'd get to a scene, and if we're the first ones to arrive on a scene, we would pull the two hand lines out front, so you the bumper up there.
Let's have a look at those. Let's walk down there. Okay.
So we'd arrive on scene.
Yeah.
Well, like typical, we'd arrive on scene. Tony would hop out, like the officer would hop out, take a look at
Oh.
the fire, and try to see what's going on.
Oh, you don't have to pull them, but it's good to see them. Yes.
These two would come out, and they would each grab a line and stretch it out, and then try to bring it back to the fire.
Okay.
And as that's going on,
How
I'm
much
getting
hose is in there, roughly?
200 feet on each line.
200 feet.
400 feet total, but 200 feet.
Yeah.
So that's enough most of the time, isn't it? Sometimes
Oh yeah,
you're...
for your typical residential fire.
So you
this
come
would be
up,
enough.
and these two gentlemen here would be the first two to deploy the hoses then? Is that...
Yeah, they would deploy these hoses. Tony would do what we call a 360.
I was just going to ask what Tony does.
So as the officer, I'd have to do a scene size up and find out what we have. I'd report it to the trucks, the other trucks that are coming in, and then I would just delegate who's doing what.
What are you looking for, Tony, when you talk about scene size?
Well, if there's any smoke showing, or if there's any rescue thing to happen.
Some sort of emergency.
Yeah, and then we do a 360, make sure that isolate where the fire is, and then we would deploy the hand lines, bring them in, and then we would call for somebody to bring in a hydrant, and somebody to go as a backup team has to be in place. So there's certain things that have to happen before we can make entry into a building when it's burning, right? So that's my job.
Here, let's pull some.
Somebody didn't do their laundry. No.
Yeah, no, this is all our gear, so we got to be ready to go. We're still a live truck today.
Are you?
So we're still responding today.
So if you get something, you guys got to jump to it?
So we're responding. So up here is the panel, the pump panel.
Okay.
And that's where I can control all the hose lines on the truck and where I want to put the water. So Tony will tell me what he wants. He's in charge, and I just do what he says pretty much. So if he wants to use a turret gun, if it's a big fire, we got a big master stream off the back.
Oh, you got a big one off the back?
And I can just defensive fire. Say this is burning, we can just throw water from here and just keep water going forever.
Right on top.
But if the guys are going to go make entrance, then we'd use one of our attack lines off the bumper.
So you got water up there, got water in the front.
The trash lines on each side here.
What do you mean by trash lines?
This is like if there's a garbage fire or like.
Oh, okay.
Like
These
if
are
you have
smaller
a
ones.
small.
Then, yeah.
So this is on this side we've only got 50 feet, and on the other side we got 100 feet.
Okay.
So
you
then
got
this
some
would be-
jaws in here. What are those?
No, that's at the back.
Oh, you got jaws of life in here?
Yeah, come around the other side actually.
Yeah, we'll have a quick look at those. You got a compressor I see running there.
Yeah, this is PPV, so it's positive pressure ventilation. So if we want to air the smoke out, we can put that on the front door, force air into it, and push the smoke out the back of the house.
Oh, nice.
The clearest.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys got a lot of stuff to. Oh, look at that.
And these are the jaws. So if you want to, here. This is the small guy.
Oh yeah.
He's heavy. That's the small one.
Who lifts that?
That would be the branchman.
Who's that? You? Here you go.
So
you gotta work out for that one,
I
huh?
know, yeah.
Jeez.
Cabby here, as the branchman, he's got his hands on all the tools mostly. So
Oh.
he's the first
You
guy
say
on.
branch man.
We call him a branchman, yeah,
Okay.
Nozzle man.
or nozzleman,
He's the guy on the nozzle, or they call it the branch, right? There.
Okay.
or
okay.
on most of the tools. So if something is going to get used off here, he's usually using the tools, and then Mateo would back him up,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So
Maybe we'll give it back to Tony here. So what have you got here, Tony, on this truck? Is it always a crew of 4?
Yeah, 4 or 5. Sometimes it's if we have extra manpower, we'll put a 5th person on our frontline trucks, the trucks that are going out first to all the calls. And then we have a second truck. So this is what we call 1A. So there's 8
let's
trucks
just
and
go
B
through the
pump.
personnel and their titles or whatever they were more time so we understand.
So
You're the captain.
I'm the captain, which is the officer in charge on
So
the
you
truck.
survey the
Yep.
whole thing.
Yeah. And I'm in charge of the crew. So, and again, Jeff is the driver operator. He drives the truck and he operates the pump.
So you
he
tell
pumps
Jeff
water.
what's going on,
Yeah,
and Jeff
so
starts pulling levers.
Yeah,
and
what lines we want, where we're going, what we're doing. And then I delegate that to him. And then me
These two
and the
gentlemen
branchman,
here?
yeah, and the hydrant catcher, which is just another term. for
Hydrant
our-
catcher. Oh,
yeah.
you tie it onto the city
Yeah,
hydrant?
he connect to the hydrant, and we get water to the truck, and then we go in as a crew, a 3-man crew, right? So we go-
3-man crew.
Us 3 go into the. He stays at the truck, and we go in.
Oh, you're
to
in
the
there
fire.
then?
Yeah, we all
Oh.
go in. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
so you're not just a
Nope.
guy telling people what to do. You're
Yeah,
in there.
no.
Ooh.
Yeah, not just a pretty face.
I was
yeah.
going to say that, but I didn't want to say
No, that's right. That's right.
So that's a real live job for you, Tony, then, too.
Oh,
So
for
you're-
sure. Yeah, no, we're actively firefighting, all 3 of us. And the driver operator here, he's in charge of staying with the truck and all the equipment on the truck, whatever we need, we call for it, and we either come get it or he
So
bring
you
it in.
guys are, you're in. You're all
Yeah.
in. Hey, we're here with Thomas Burns, and he's got a Ford Focus, and I'm not sure what year it is. What year have we got here?
This is a 2016.
Okay, and it looks like you've done a little bit to it. It's not the average Ford Focus.
It's got a few things done. I pre-ordered this.
You pre-ordered this?
Yeah, back in 2015.
Really?
Yep.
Would you sit down with the checklist and Ford and just what you wanted?
Went through everything.
So what did you order? Tell us.
So this is nitrous blue is this paint option.
Nitrous blue?
Yep. It's
I
crazy
love it too.
metallic.
Beautiful color.
Changes color in all different lights.
Oh, does it?
Yep.
Really? I can see actually a little sparkle in it.
There's a little bit of a smudge on it right now, but
Oh, I won't touch
look
it,
through
but
the
it just...
smudge, you can see a little bit metallic. But
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's an RS. What does that mean?
So that's Rally Sport.
Okay.
Kind of the 3 levels of the Focus, where there's like the SE, which is your normal commuter car. Then there's the ST, which is front-wheel drive. and they put a 2.3 liter tuned EcoBoost in it, and then mine is that same engine, has some more upgrades to it, but it's all-wheel drive.
Oh, yours is all-wheel drive?
Yeah. So.
Okay, so what do we got here? We've got a special air cleaner.
Yep. So that's a company out of the UK called Dream Science.
Out of UK?
Yeah, so there's 2 previous generations of this car that we never got in North America, but they got back in UK.
Oh, they did?
So Dream Science has been tuning stuff since the first 2
Oh,
generations.
they've been fooling around with it, huh?
Yep.
So what is the engine plant? What is the power plant? What have we got in there?
It's a 2.3 liter turbocharged EcoBoost. From the factory, it was making 350 horsepower.
350?
Yep, and 350 foot-pounds of torque. It's running a little bit higher than that now.
What have you done inside? Anything inside?
Quite a bit.
Oh, you've got the Recaro seats and everything. Can we open the door here?
Yeah, you bet.
Oh, look at that.
So the Dream Science is the tuner as well, so that's that little computer bit that's by the dash.
Okay.
That's running a different fuel map for the car.
Oh, that's like a chip kind of thing?
Yep,
Chipped?
essentially.
Okay.
I've put in a different steering wheel. As you can see, the steering wheel isn't on the car. It's got a quick release wheel, so I can pop the wheel on and
like
off.
a race car driving kind of thing. So what have you got for an exhaust system in there?
It's catless downpipe into a catback exhaust that's a track edition exhaust. So it's got a little bit of a grumble to it.
Jeez. Can you light it up? Here, I'll hang on to the mic here and you go light it up. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh, let's hear that. So we're here with Jerry Gadd. So you've got one of these famous 7-liter Fords. This is a 1966. So tell us a little bit about this 7-liter process. I think even Jay Leno did a show on one of his on a 7-liter.
Yes, Jay had the same car as this, but he changed it a bit.
Yeah. So where did you find your car?
Out at Central Butte.
Central Butte, okay.
Yes.
So when you say 7-liter, that is
428.
428. Okay. So when you found your car at Central Butte, was it just for sale, or did you know the fellow, or?
It was in the Western Producer.
It was in the Western Producer.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
My grandfather actually had the very same color car.
Oh, he did?
Brand new.
Oh, he did?
So when I saw it in the Western Producer, I knew right away what it was. Because most people don't know what it is.
So was the fellow you bought it from at Central Butte, did he have it all along? Was it from new?
No, Wells Camera and Sound and Moose Job bought it new.
Okay.
And anyway, and then a lady from Central Butte went to the dealership, and this car was sitting there, and she said she wanted a standard, and this was the only car standard they had.
Oh, this is a 4-speed standard?
Yes. So
she wanted to.
And so she bought it.
Wow.
And they had it for 40 years. It's not your average Galaxy.
No, far from it. Far from it. Well, they've kept it in very good shape, and you're a good owner with you, Jerry. Thanks a lot. Okay, we're here with T. McDonald, and this is a 1956 custom line or custom
cab.
Custom cab.
F100, yes.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about your truck. Where did you find this truck?
I found this truck restored in this condition about 5 years ago in Yorkton, Saskatchewan.
Oh, really?
A gentleman owned an auto body shop in Yorkton, and he had restored about 6 of these trucks.
Okay.
So I bought a 1951 Ford F1 with a flathead V8 from him. And then he called me about a year later and said, would you be interested in the 1956 truck? So I own both of his old trucks.
Oh, you've got 2 trucks?
Yes.
You are one lucky guy.
Yeah. So this truck was restored in 2002, and it's been restored to original, except for the colors from a '78 Ford.
Yeah, what is
truck.
the color called?
It's called dark jade green.
It's almost like
metallic.
a rider green almost.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then it's got radial tires. Otherwise, the powertrain and everything else is original.
Is it a flathead in there, or what's it?
No, this would be the first valve and head. This is a 272 cubic inch engine.
Oh.
Now my 51 has a flathead for it in it.
Okay, well, we'll have a look at that a bit.
Yeah.
So look at the way he did this.
Yeah, so that would have been the way it came
I should have been
from
touching
the
the paint.
factory. They would have painted the boards in the box the color of the...
Is that oak down there, or fir?
Yeah, it's a hardwood. I'm not sure
Yeah,
which
yeah.
it is.
So this is pretty much as it came out of the factory?
Yeah, the fabric on the seat might be a little different, but this is... Door panels and everything would have been original to 56.
Yeah.
But all replaced new.
So it's a three in the tree, is it?
Correct.
3 in the tree with a clutch and all that stuff. This would not be factory though, is it?
No, but it was available as a dealer installed option.
Was
so,
it? Oh,
yeah.
It could be. Okay. Let's have a look at the
You'll
engine.
notice that the emblem matches the emblem on the hood of the truck.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's period correct then?
Yeah, it just would have been something that a Saskatchewan farmer wouldn't have put on, but it was available as a...
Yeah, this would be a good regular work truck for somebody, yeah?
Yeah, and this was a Saskatchewan farm truck originally. I'm going to let you hold this.
Yeah, okay, hang on to that. Oh, yeah, there's the symbol, yeah, right on the thing there.
So this is the 272 valve and head V8 original motor for the truck.
Oh, this is the original motor. Yeah, this is a numbered
So this came out a
matching
year
thing?
before the small block Chevrolet. So this motor, the Y block came out in 54 in the US.
So they beat Chevy with a little bit.
So that's Ford's first valve and block.
So this
valve
is
and
their
head.
V8 moving from a flathead to
Yeah.
a V8.
So the 54 Ford would have had a flathead in Canada, but valve and head in the US.
Oh.
So they used the flathead 1 year longer
1 year
in
longer with
Canada.
it.
And then the 55 would have had a smaller displacement version of this engine. And then they upped the displacement.
And we got an oil
272.
bath air cleaner here.
Yeah, oil bath. So everything is pretty much original to the 56 truck there.
It's beautiful. Yeah, and rightfully so. They can say V8 right on the front, huh?
56, this truck could have been equipped with a 6-cylinder, which would have been the first year of a 6-cylinder truck in Canada. The US trucks had a 6-cylinder option, but we used the flathead Ford V8 only in Canada, and then up till 55 they were all V8.
Chevy was running a lot of sixes.
Exactly. So Chevrolet was running 6-cylinder inline 6. Ford was running flathead V8 and then replaced it with this engine. And
I
then
can see why.
in 56 they brought a valve in head.
When you say valve in head, what do you mean by that exactly?
So the valves are in the cylinder heads, whereas the flathead, the valves are in the block.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, good. Yeah.
But this engine was never as popular as the small block Chevrolet because the valves, the way they're placed in the cylinder head in the ports, they don't breathe as well. So this engine was never as good a performing
But you know,
engine.
I didn't know about this Ford engine.
This actually ran up to in Ford trucks till 64. It was called a 292. It was just a
292.
bigger
Oh yeah.
displacement.
Yeah.
And then some of the bigger Ford Mercury cars had a 312 or the Thunderbird.
Yeah.
It's the same family.
Same family.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is just the little.
Like 265, 283, 327. Yeah. All
This
that
was
stuff.
just the smaller version of that 292 312.
Well, congratulations. Thanks for sharing with Cruising on 7.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care. So we're here with Colin Rapita, is that right?
Yes.
You've got a 56 Chevy. I've had a few 55 and a 56. One's a station wagon, one's a sedan. But this is, I love what you've done with this. So
Thank
many
you.
guys. It's a 4-door hardtop, and it's just like, it's mean and sinister.
It's a 210. So it's a Chevy 210.
Yeah. Oh, no, it isn't a hardtop. No,
Yeah, it's a hardtop.
Yeah.
But the trim is a 210.
Oh, the
So you
trim
got
is...
The Bel Air has the dual trim.
That's right.
The 210 has the single trim, and the 150 cuts off halfway.
Oh, this is a one...
This is a 250.
250. So you got the trim going the whole way. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Guys are painting their chrome, and it turns out so
This is all
darn...
powder coat. From Dutch.
Powder coat?
From Dutch, yeah.
Oh, from Dutch Industries. Well, that's almost as much as chroming, or maybe more.
No, it was cheaper.
Was it?
cheap, Yeah, it was cheap.
It just looks so good,
I
though.
powder coat a lot of my projects.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So what was the theme? What was the thinking when you did this 56?
It was to get away from the 4-door. So to shave the door handles, the satin black, it's hot rod satin black, makes
Yes.
it look lower and fatter.
It is lower though, isn't it?
Well, it's air ride. Yeah.
Yeah,
air ride
yeah.
suspension.
Okay, lower and fatter. Very well done though. It just has.
And I'm all modern.
What's
Power
that?
steering, power brakes, tilt, cruise, air.
Oh, so this is a bit of a resto mod to boot.
Yeah, I'm running the LS engine, LS1.
Let's have a look and see what you got in there. Holy smokes. So this is a car you could drive a lot of places
Oh, you
then.
could drive this to Vancouver and back, no problem.
I just did. Oh my God.
So that's a
Twin fans. Oh.
2000 GMC Sierra.
Ooh.
So I'm running the 5.3 with the 4L60. So it's got the electronic shift, all fuel
Oh.
injection.
Is it? It's an automatic?
Yes.
Holy damn! You did all this work. It's gorgeous.
All in a single car, half garage.
Single car, half.
Painted it too in there. First
You
paint,
painted?
First paint job I ever did.
Really? You did a nice job of that. You know what's nice with that hot rod black? It just, I don't know. I really like it. And painting the bumpers, I had a 56 and a guy painted it and he sent me a picture of it. I thought, that really looks good.
Well, the funny thing with the reason the chrome went the way that it did is because the chrome wasn't in very good shape.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. It
Instead
pits
of yeah, so I sanded and grinded it down and sandblasted it and yeah, took it in, got it powder coated. I just figured that.
So Dutch Industries did that for
Yes.
you here, huh?
So
yeah, you just give them all the pieces and they just, the bumper, you had to take that off too then, everything.
The whole car's been stripped right down, even to the frame. I grinded the frame
It's
down.
no fun getting those bolts out of those bumpers.
None of this car's been fun. You know, the whole lining everything up, every piece of chrome has a bracket and another bracket.
I know. It's just nauseating. The bezels for the headlights.
Those are Jeep headlights.
Oh.
Because they're 7.5 diameter.
Okay.
So they have daytime, they're LEDs. They have signal lights in them.
Oh, they have signal lights in
Yes.
them. Oh, so you're not using the signal lights down here?
Yeah, I hooked them in too. If you like that, I could take a.
Oh, look at that. Ah, that's cool. That is so cool. Nice sound, yeah. What do you got for an exhaust in there?
Just some side pipes.
Okay.
With mufflers in them.
Okay.
So I was going to run the side pipes down the side, give it a different look. I didn't like it, but they have mufflers in them, so I ran them underneath. And then because they're like, you know, the old van side pipes?
Yeah.
So they're up in between the frame, so I could drop this down without hitting. So when I drop this low, I don't hit.
How did you drop that? You just took out some springs, or what did you?
No, I got air ride.
Oh, look at that. Oh, I love it. Back to the 56 that I knew.
What's that?
Yeah.
Like that?
I like it low though. I really like it
I do
low.
too. Always looks. Cars, everything looks good low.
And you've got I was looking here at this. This reminds me of a luggage rack off some of the.
That is off a
80s.
Nomad.
Oh, that's off a Nomad.
Yeah. I straightened them, heated up the bend over there.
How did you find those?
It was a friend of the family. He had a set and phoned him up and.
Jeez, a lot of guys would die for that, huh? Is that
Yes.
part of this Nomad thing too?
Yes.
All
and then
this?
and then I incorporated the V from the 56.
Okay. I can hear your compressor running or your air system going.
I've got that all in there.
This is nice because mid '80s Corvettes had like luggage things like that too. So that's from the Nomad. Oh yeah. Oh my God! There you are.
Compressor setup.
It's a beautiful car.
Still a little work in progress. Interior work and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, but you got a car and a half here, man.
And then the old 567 plate from the 567 Club.
Yes.
Her dad was part of the 567 Club.
I had a friend that was part of that 567 club. That's back in the 70s, 80s.
The gas tank.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Classic Chevy.